People think Tai Chi is just slow-motion exercise for seniors, a health practice, gentle movement.
They're wrong. Tai Chi is a complete martial art, and every movement you've learned has a real combat application. Today, you're seeing how the soft practice becomes hardcore self-defense. How the forms you practice slowly actually work when someone attacks you. This is Tai Chi as it was designed, a fighting art.
Welcome to episode 30 of the Advanced Practice series. In the last 3 episodes, you learned how to warm up, the 6 internal principles, and proper alignment.
Today, we complete the Tai Chi deepening block by showing you why we practice these principles. Because they work in real situations, against real force. Before we start, this is for educational purposes and self-defense understanding. Tai Chi combat applications should only be practiced with trained partners in safe environments. Never use these techniques outside of legitimate self-defense situations. If you're finding value in this advanced practice series, please like this video and subscribe. Hit that bell icon. We're building something profound here, and these combat applications show the complete art.
Thank you. Let's begin.
Understanding Tai Chi as martial art.
People ask, can Tai Chi actually work in a fight? The answer is yes, but with understanding. Tai Chi isn't about overpowering someone. It's about using their force against them, remaining balanced while they lose balance, controlling the center, yielding to overcome hardness. It's not boxing. It's not MMA. It's something else entirely, and that's its strength.
Every posture in Tai Chi has multiple combat applications. Today, I'm showing you 8 core applications from the movements you already know.
Peng, ward off. This is the foundational Tai Chi technique. Ward off isn't a block. It's a redirection using elastic force. Remember Peng from episode 28? This is it in action. Partner throws a straight punch at my chest. Instead of blocking hard, I use ward off. My arm rises with elastic energy. Peng. Contact deflects the punch upward and to the side. Their force bounces off my structure. I remain rooted and balanced. They're off balance and exposed. You're not meeting force with force. You're using minimum energy to redirect maximum force. The opponent essentially bounces off your structure. Experience this Peng, this elastic force throughout. Root down while rising. Don't push, but deflect. Stay relaxed. Second application. Lu, rollback. This is about yielding and controlling. Someone grabs your wrist or pushes at you. Instead of resisting, you yield and lead them into emptiness.
Partner grabs my wrist firmly. I turn my waist, not my arm.
Draw their energy past me, using rollback. They're pulled forward, off balance. Now I control the position. Can follow with throw, strike, or lock.
When someone pushes or grabs with force, they're committed to that direction. If you suddenly aren't there, yield. Their force keeps going. They fall forward. You control.
This is leading into emptiness, the classic Tai Chi strategy. Yield in a circle, not straight back. Use waist rotation. not arm strength. Maintain contact. Don't break connection. Feel their energy direction. Third application. G. Press. Focused power delivery.
Press is for close range. Someone's grabbed you. You've neutralized them. Now you apply pressure. After using rollback to off-balance them, I apply press.
One hand on their forearm. Other hand pressing my own wrist. Leverage. Whole body drives forward from legs. Short, focused burst of power. They're pushed back or thrown. You're not pushing with your arms. The power comes from your legs rooting, your waist rotation, whole body as one unit, expressing through the arms. This is Fa Jin, explosive release in Tai Chi.
Power from the ground up. Arms are just the expression point. Short distance, maximum effect. Whole body, unified.
Fourth application. And. Push. Four-direction power. This is different from press. Push uses both palms with expansive energy in 4 directions simultaneously.
Someone charges at me or grabs my arms. I use push.
Sink in to my root.
Both palms contact their center.
Expand outward and upward simultaneously. Like opening a door against resistance. They're launched backward.
You're not just pushing forward. You're expanding in multiple directions. Forward, obvious. Upward, lifting their root. Outward, separating their structure. Downward, through your own root, ground reaction.
This multi-directional force is very hard to resist.
Sink first, then push.
Expand, don't just shove. Maintain your structure. Use ground reaction force.
Applications 5 through 8. Advanced techniques.
Now, let's look at the 4 corner methods. More advanced applications. Pull down. Someone strikes high. 1. Yield upward first. Comply with their force. 2. Suddenly pull sharply downward. 3. They fall forward. 4. Follow with strike or control. Split. Lie.
2-hand technique that tears apart their structure. 1. One hand controls their arm. 2. Other hand pushes their body opposite direction. 3. Creates spiral force. 4. Very hard to resist. 5. Can break structure or throw.
Application 7. Elbow strike. Close range weapon. When pressed in tight, 1. Someone grabs and pulls you. 2. Use their pull as momentum. 3. Deliver elbow strike as you're pulled. 4. Devastating at short range. Follows natural Tai Chi principle of using their energy.
Application 8. Shoulder strike. Cow.
Whole body strike. When extremely close. 1. Inside their defense completely. 2. Drop your root. 3. Drive your shoulder into their center. 4. Entire body weight behind it. 5. Like being hit by a car.
Let's apply these principles to real self-defense situations people might face.
Scenario 1. Wrist grab.
Someone grabs your wrist. Common attack on women especially.
Relax. Don't pull away. They expect that. Turn your waist. Roll back principle. Their grip weakens as you rotate. Slip out and control their arm. Option to lock, strike, or escape.
Scenario 2. Shoulder push. Confrontation.
Someone pushes your shoulder aggressively. Tai Chi response. Yield with the push. Don't resist. Turn waist. Lead their force past you. They're now off balance forward. You're behind their shoulder. With control. Can restrain or escape safely. Scenario 3. Straight punch. Someone throws a straight punch at your face. Tai Chi response. Small step offline, not straight back. Ward off to deflect punch past your head. Simultaneously step in close. Apply press or elbow to their center. Control or strike as needed. Every application we just saw used the same core principles. Principle 1. Yield to overcome. Don't meet force with force. Yield. Redirect. Control. This is Wu Wei in combat. Effortless action. Because you're working with reality, not against it. Principle 2. Rooting. Your stability comes from your root. When rooted properly, you're very difficult to move. But someone not rooted, easy to off balance. Principle 3. Whole body power. Power comes from the ground, through the legs, directed by the waist, expressed through the hands, never just arm strength. Principle 4. Listening and responding. You're not pre-planning moves. You're feeling their energy and responding appropriately. This is listening gen, Ting gen, the sensitivity that makes Tai Chi effective. Principle 5. Softness overcomes hardness. The fundamental Tai Chi principle, water wears away stone. Flexibility defeats rigidity. This isn't poetic metaphor, it's physics. Let's address the elephant in the room. Can Tai Chi really work against a boxer, MMA fighter, strong attacker? Honest answer. It depends. Tai Chi works if you've trained the applications, not just forms. You have sensitivity, developed through push hands. You understand the principles deeply. You've practiced with resistance and speed. You remain calm under pressure. Tai Chi doesn't work if you've only done slow forms. You've never practiced with a partner. You think you can just use Chi without technique. You don't train realistic scenarios. Tai Chi is a complete martial art, but like any martial art, it requires serious training. The slow practice develops the internal mechanics, but you also need partner work, resistance training, and realistic application practice. Tai Chi's strength isn't overpowering someone, it's remaining calm in chaos, using minimal energy efficiently, controlling balance and structure, neutralizing force rather than clashing, being adaptable rather than rigid. These principles work, but they require training. 8 applications, countless variations. 1 principle. Softness overcomes hardness. Now, when you do your Tai Chi form, know every movement has applications. Practice with martial intent. Feel the energy of an imaginary opponent. Maintain structure as if under pressure. The form is the solo practice, but find a partner and practice push hands, build sensitivity, slow application practice, gradually increase resistance and speed. Next episode, Jing, Qi, and Shen explain simply. We're moving from external applications to internal cultivation, the three treasures that power everything you just saw. If this changed how you see Tai Chi, please like this video. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Turn on notifications. We're completing the Tai Chi deepening block and moving into advanced energy cultivation. Soft overcomes hard. Or tell me which application you want to practice first. Thank you for training with me. I'll see you in the next episode. The form is the alphabet. The applications are the language. Both are necessary.